Hello, this is Nitin Dahad with the Times. I'm talking now to Andy McLean, who's the new CEO of the UK Semiconductor Centre. Andy, hello, how are you?
Hi Nitin, doing very well, thank you.
Thanks for joining me. You're new at the UK Semiconductor Centre. You came back all the way from the East Coast US to come and do a big job in the UK.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, sure. So the UK Semiconductor Centre was formed out of the UK strategy, semiconductor strategy, that was released some time ago now. And it was essentially to create more of a front door for the UK semiconductor industry. There's a huge amount of activity and research and innovation in the UK, but it's never really been brought together in one place. So the main role of the UK Semiconductor Centre is to act as that front door, bringing together academia, industry and business to grow the value of the overall UK semiconductor industry relative to the global semiconductor market.
And now, I mean, you don't just do that with no knowledge. You've spent quite a lot of time in the US, what, about 30 years or something?
Yeah, I'm embarrassed to say 35 years.
35 years?
Yes.
So yeah, you came back. Why did you come back?
Yeah, again, it goes back, it's just intrigue. You know, I was educated in the UK, obviously got a soft spot in my heart for the UK.
Yeah.
And when I was in the US, I was watching from the outside and trying to understand why the UK semiconductor industry was not more of a force in global terms.
Okay.
So for my sins, I was interested enough to come back and lead up that effort and try and make a difference.
Well, you know, one of the things I was going to say is I just wrote a piece on the UCLA $125 million semiconductor hub.
Yeah.
You've got the big companies, you know, Meta, Global Foundries, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.,
Yeah.
Synopsys.
Yep.
But what I was going to ask you was, what you talked about is having that front door.
Yeah.
What do you see as a difference between what the US does right or wrong and what, I'm not saying one is right or wrong, but I'm just saying what it does and what can you bring here?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And obviously I'm being asked a lot, you know, having spent so long in the US, what can we learn from the US, etc. And it is more of a balance. I think the way that we incubate research and innovation in the UK is exceptional.
It is, I've seen it a lot. Yeah.
And then we get it to, you know, we form startups, spin-outs, and then things slow down and we don't commercialize. And clearly the data shows that the US is better at taking these nascent businesses and growing them into commercial success. So that, again, is a role of the UK Semiconductor Centre, is to understand why that isn't happening, why the commercialization isn't happening, and to put some interventions in place to try and get more of these very innovative startups over into the commercially successful range.
And you know, like when you talk about innovation and research, you and I are sitting at the Silicon Catalyst Chip Start launch at the ARM headquarters in Cambridge. We saw some amazing stuff in photonics, silicon photonics, in quantum processors, and then we had that investor panel. One of the things, I think, what are your thoughts? Because I think one of the things I was thinking is the problem is always just scaling up this research and innovation, otherwise we've got lots of it. So that's your job now, isn't it, a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly part of the role. In fact, it's the main goal, is to help with that scale up. But, you know, it was interesting hearing today, and you mentioned some of the foundational technologies that are, I would say, you know, the UK is leading in.
Yeah.
What is different this time is that they overlap and they serve massively growing markets. So the alignment between the strengths in the UK and the fundamental technology that is here has never been better aligned with the growth areas such as AI and data centers, electric vehicles, smart grids, etc. So that alignment is what I think will make the difference this time.
Okay.
And that the innovation has got a commercialization that is associated with market growth.
Interesting. Now, you have a big piece of news. Announce a major collaboration, partnership.
Yes.
Tell us about that and what that means. It's sort of in a UK context, but also global context, because I think part of it is access.
Yes, exactly. So this week, you know, we had the announcement of the AI hardware plan.
Yes.
And one aspect that was highlighted in that plan was the need to for UK companies to be able to more easily access capabilities that maybe we are not as strong in the UK.
Right.
So the UK has got enormous strengths and capabilities in semiconductors,
Right.
but semiconductor development is a global area.
Yeah.
And you can't have expertise in all aspects of it. So the UK Semiconductor Centre has been looking for ways to partner with international agencies, international companies
Right.
that can offer those capabilities and services where maybe the UK isn't quite as strong.
Complementary.
Yeah, complementary is
Yeah.
a good word.
Yeah.
So one area would be in advanced CMOS processing. The
Yes.
UK has great strengths in compound semiconductors, not so much in the 5 nanometer, soon to be 2 nanometer capabilities. So what we're announcing is that we have signed an MOU with a company called Rapidus,
Yes.
which is a consortium of Japanese companies helped by the Japanese government in order to offer prototyping services and manufacturing at 2 nanometer. So they will actually be going online with a 2 nanometer process in the second half of 2027.
Right.
And the MOU comprehends allowing access for UK companies, access to that production capability.
That is significant, isn't it?
It is very significant. I mean, there are other examples,
Yeah.
you know, in the industry. IMEC offers services and access to TSMC. I think what's good about this one is it was recognized that there was a gap, and we've very quickly been able to close that. And in particular, this is just one example of a cooperation that was announced back in 2023 between the UK government and the Japanese government. So
Okay.
I think this is very significant. It will make it a lot easier for UK companies that require that capability to access a fundamental technology that they need.
That actually is quite a significant point you've made just now. It's about that international collaboration,
Yes.
but government to government as well, because I mean that's
Yes.
kind of a high level thing. And you being involved with the government this week in the AI hardware plan as well.
Yes.
So I think
Yes.
it's you said it earlier. Semiconductor is sexy, and I think I wrote an article about semiconductors being the new rock and roll.
Yeah.
Is that good leverage for the industry?
I think it is. I mean, it will take a lot of work to coalesce academia, the investment community, and businesses. And I think government definitely has a role in that convening function.
Right.
And again, that was a specific reason why the UK Semiconductor Centre was formed, to bring those individuals together, to identify where the strengths are and make sure that we leverage them, but also to identify where the gaps are,
Right.
and to put interventions in place that close those gaps.
What excites you most about what's going on in UK semiconductors and global semiconductors?
Coming back from the US, I've just been amazed at the amount of talent that is here, the innovation that is being fostered here. I had no idea, one of the statistics that we shared earlier is there's more than 700 companies in the UK in and around semiconductors. I had no idea about that. So I think we've got the right capabilities. I think we've got the right raw materials. What excites me and what drives me is helping turn that into a commercial success.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you very much, Nitin. It's a
Thank you.
pleasure talking to you. Thank you.